So, another day, another first for Caitlin Clark. And yeah, this is something again that has not been seen. And has not been seen for, ever. Ever in women's sports. And if you guys agree, this is crazy, subscribe. We are trying to hit 40,050 subscribers by the end of the day. We've actually lost. I made a video talking about basketball and we lost 5 subscribers. So maybe if I don't talk about the sport of basketball, I'll gain some subscribers. Either way, let's get on to it. So if you guys did not see, Caitlin Clark is named as one of the 100 most powerful women in the world, according to Forbes. She's listed number 100. I'm not sure there's a list, is there? Either way, even if she is listed number 100, being 100 is incredible. She might be bigger in the WNBA, which is a strange place to be for the league. People said that Unrivaled needed Clark more than Caitlin needed Unrivaled. You can make that same argument for the W. She's one of only 2 basketball players ever to be named Times Athlete of the Year, the only other being LeBron. She's the only basketball player ever to be named to Forbes 100 Most Powerful Women. She's only the second female sports figure to make the list in the last 20 plus years, with Serena Williams being the other. I feel like still a portion of WNBA analysts and talking heads, many of whom personal gripes, don't fully grasp the impact power you win with Caitlin Clark. This is some Tiger Woods, Magic Bird, Lionel Messi rolled into one. She could retire tomorrow and still be remembered as one of the most important sports figures in the modern era. If she retired tomorrow, she will only be remembered as one of the most important if this growth is sustained. We can be honest about that. But this is the Forbes article. Well, the Forbes Most Powerful Women article. So the Indiana Fever rookie lit the match that set women's sports on fire this year, including a $2 billion media rights deal for the W. That was actually, in fairness, negotiated before Caitlin Clark. And that, I'm not joking when I say this, that deal would be at least $3 billion if it was negotiated for today. At least $3 billion. Like, it literally was like, they had to negotiate in basically the Caitlin Clark clause, where it's like, after 3 years, if this is an underpay, we can get, like in 2 years' time, we can renegotiate this, which is incredible. And record-breaking viewership for professional women's soccer. I don't know. Sorry, this is all. She lit the match that said all this happened. I was like, I don't know what she did to soccer or had anything to do with the Olympics. Caitlin Clark was almost nonchalant about the shot in March that made her the all-time leading scorer. Pretty cool, she told Fox Courtside, reported before the same breath, to launch into an analysis of her team's performance in the game's first half. The funniest part about it all is that, if you guys don't know, our Basketball Reference released a list of the most searched after male college players, and in like half of America, the most searched for stats was Pete Maravich for men's college. It was not like anyone coming out of college this year. In fairness, this is probably the worst draft ever for the NCAA. But they were literally searching up Pete freaking Maravich. And the reason they were searching up Pete Maravich is they were trying to see, well, how many points he'd gotten, how much Caitlin Clark was off getting that. Pretty cool, obviously. In her inaugural WNBA season, she continued making history. She set rookie records, most points and assists. Obviously named Rookie of the Year. Who I still can't believe the person didn't vote. The person who voted for Angel Reese hasn't been named and shamed. I'm shocked they didn't come out publicly and announce that. Alongside draft class members Angel Reese, Brink, Cardoso, Clark is credited with driving a record 54 million viewers to ABC, NBC, and ESPN with their cable peers to watch WNBA's regular season. I'm not joking when I say this. I would be shocked if Cameron Brink has played more than 2 games on cable. I'm not joking when I say that. I'd be shocked if she's played more than 2. All that attention lucrative over the summer. They struck a media rights deal with Disney, Amazon Prime, and NBC. They got screwed with that deal. No offense to the W. They got screwed. Especially when, on average, like we're seeing what the NBA got. They got like... I'm not joking when I say this. The NBA, if I'm not mistaken, did they get like 20 million a year? Or they got billions every year. It was like 10 billion a year instead of 200 million a year. And I'm like... And Caitlin Clark's getting more viewers than the NBA itself. Basketball players never before made a rank 100 most powerful women. Serena Williams, tennis is the only other athlete to appear in the rankings in the last 20 years. 22-year-old Clark is a driving force and game-changing year for women's sports. I'm surprised it's only been Serena, to be fair. I am surprised. Like, Serena obviously 100% deserved to be there. At her peak, she was massive, especially in America. Obviously, Serena was the most famous female tennis player, but like She obviously was not nearly as famous outside of America as in America, and obviously these lists are all quite America-centric. And to be honest, that's the same with Caitlin Clark. And that's the thing where it's like, Serena, absolutely, tennis always transcends the States. And I think Caitlin Clark is the first female basketball player to ever transcend America. Like, there's been great players. There's been the Cheryl Swoops of the world, the Lisa Leslies of the world. Obviously, Taurasi, Sue Bird, Stewie, Aja. A lot of great players. Caitlin Clark was the first one to have really transcended just the world. Like, she's transcended America and like became a worldwide phenomenon. And that's like, it's okay to say that. It's okay to talk about that. And then it's a weird one when it comes to WNBA where it's like, it's almost taboo to actually talk about the impact Caitlin Clark made. And the reality is, like, that is the truth. And the Caitlin Clark impact, it's going to positively help pretty much every single player in the W. And the only people that seem to not realize that, again, are people in the W. Like, they shot themselves in the foot for a year, and I don't know, I think maybe when they start to make a little bit of money out of it, they might, you know, they might get they might get the memo that, you know what, Caitlin Clark is going to help us. But anyway, yeah, that is crazy. Like, of all the things, it's not that she's the first, like, female basketball player to do something. She's been the first female athlete in a lot of scenarios, for a lot of these scenarios. And that's impressive. It is so impressive. And again, I do think that things are only going to go up. I would be shocked if she is not in MVP conversations next season. Like, I don't, like, voter fatigue, I don't know if it exists in the WNBA. I think narrative voting, I've never seen as much narrative voting as the WNBA. Someone actually voted for Aja Wilson instead of Caitlin Clark last year. Say not Aja Wilson, Angel Reese instead of Caitlin Clark last year. And Angel Reese, missed the last, like, 6 games of the year. Caitlin Clark, there was literally nothing. There was literally no by the end of the year, there was, like, no metric where that Angel Reese was better than Caitlin Clark by the end of the year. It was just voting based on narrative. Heck, if you suggested Aja Wilson was not the unanimous MVP from even before a ball was dribbled, by the way, that team was 6-6. That team was 6-6. And if you said anything other than she's the unanimous MVP, you got killed. You would have been shunned from WNBA. So you never know. I think the narrative is going to be for Caitlin Clark anyway, that she's the MVP. And I think that's going to be really, really pushed, especially coming into next year. So yeah, it's going to be a interesting season, and the Caitlin Clark just keeps getting more awards and more accolades every single day, it seems.